back. What's up, everybody? Benja Welldone coming at you live. It is 4:33 in the morning on this beautiful Friday the 13th. Yes, that's right, you heard me. Friday the 13th, I will be on the lookout for Jason. I will jack him up if he crosses my way. On my way to the gym, then after that, jiu-jitsu. And, I've been doing a lot of considering lately, and I've considered the fact that I really do hate Christmas. You heard me. I hate Christmas. And here's why. Okay? And for this exact reason. Don't go off on a tangent of something I'm not saying. I hate the fact that most people around the world, I kind of feel like Christmas lost its meaning. I think people use this holiday as a way of receiving something instead of giving. And that sounds cheesy, but it's the truth. You know? I hate the fact that if you did something nice for somebody on December the 13th, let's just say Friday, just today, ironically, or the 5th of the month, or the 20th of the month, that if you got something for somebody, and I'm not being specific, I'm being very general. This is what I hate about the month. I mean, about Christmas. If you did something very genuine and very nice on the 16th of December, then by the 25th of December, that person is still almost always going to ask if you got them a Christmas gift. I hate to say it, but it's annoying, it's true, and I'm right. Most people, again, unfortunately, make it about themselves. When Christmas, it's not supposed to be about yourself, it's supposed to be about others. If you don't get a gift for Christmas, okay, maybe you should just shut your mouth. And I know I'm sounding a little aggressive, but I got a point. And this is what I'm saying, okay? For all those great people out there that are providing for their family, for all those great people out there that probably don't get a thank you, I know that their families are probably appreciative of the things that they do, but I also think that they're also accommodated to where they don't get those kind of thanks anymore, that they don't, that it almost starts to be underappreciated because people get accustomed to the natural, everyday surroundings that they are already gifted. If you want to have a real reality check, and I hate to say this, but do what I did last Christmas, okay? Go to leave your nice little house and go to a homeless shelter, volunteer for a whole work day, for a whole 8 hours, and then come back to your nice little home and open up gifts. You're not going to want to open up anything, because the reality of the situation is that most people have so much better things than other people that I'm not saying you shouldn't be thankful and shouldn't give gifts, but you also shouldn't make it about receiving them, okay? Because every single day is such a gift that people do not cherish to their fullest ability. With that being mentioned, I think there is a serious illusion of time. If you had a clock and it showed an exact day, year, hour, minute, second, that you were no longer going to be alive in. Like it was like counting backwards until that very second. You would live life to the fullest. And I think that people would be a lot nicer because every day when they go to bed, they realize they have one less day instead of one more day. That's how I live my life, in all honesty. Every single day. And I look at how much time I don't have left every single day. Because who the heck knows what craziness is going to happen the following day. So I try to get as much in as I can. And if I don't, if I don't, I feel like absolute garbage. I feel like I wasted the day, because I could have got so much more done that could have like helped me out in life, or just done something better, or comedy wise, make somebody happier. Usually I'm always talking about comedy, but not this one, you know, not always, but almost always, like 98%. So yeah, that's just basically the reason that I literally hate Christmas. And it's not because of what it is, it's because of what it became. Okay? As a matter of fact, I believe that statistically, Christmas is even the most depressing season. Not even day, season, the entire year. Because all those great people out there that want to get gifts for their husbands or their wives and their little ones and stuff like that, they might not be doing well enough financially. And most people, if they don't receive gifts, make that person that's supposed to give them feel guilty. It's a horrible world. It's a horrible reality, but it's such a beautiful world and a beautiful reality. Because that is the reality we live in. But 99% of the time, instead of getting a thank you, you just get like a blank expression, because people get accommodated. I know I'm getting deep at 4:30 in the morning on my way to the gym. But anyway, but yeah, the thing is, like, people get accommodated to those daily live things. You know, Chris Rock, great comedian, he actually made a joke one time, which is 100% accurate. And the joke basically was, see, I'm already talking about comedy, that, like, I'm pretty sure it was husbands or something like that, but basically guys don't get enough appreciation. And I think everybody doesn't, to be completely honest with you. Wives and pretty much everybody. And I don't need that. I don't want that. It doesn't do anything for me. But it doesn't change the fact that it should be given. Like, you know how sometimes when someone says thank you for something, and you appreciate their thanks, but then you also say, you don't need to thank me. You mean what you say. Guess what? They also mean what they say. So the joke was basically that like, he's talking about how he, like, supports his wife and, like, his family and everything, and he basically was saying, like, thanks, honey. I really appreciate having electricity at night before I go to bed. Hey, baby, thanks for getting groceries for me. I really appreciate being able to eat this week. Hey, baby, thanks for paying the mortgage again. And he was just basically saying all of the things that people are basically accommodated to. I don't want my wife or anyone to, you know, be thanking me every single month for every single thing. But I also truly believe that by not doing so, it's a weird situation, because by not thanking someone, they do get accommodated, and it does become an unnatural reality that they're supposed to do this. I don't have to thank them. They're supposed to provide for me. Well, there's a lot of people that don't provide. So should the person that provides be put in the exact lump with the people that do provide? I'm gonna say no on that. But yeah, I really don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I am 100%. You know what? You know how many videos or pictures or anything like that I did when I was volunteering at the homeless shelter? 0. None. It's not about me. It's about them. Damn it. You know. And I'm gonna do it again. Would it be a lot easier, a lot more comfortable to just stay at my home and open up gifts? Sure, of course it would be. But I don't want an easy life. I want my life. I want to live my life doing comedy and traveling and seeing the world and the cultures and making people laugh all around the world. I want to give that to them. And what I figure is they would be in this. Try to understand what I'm saying and don't twist it around. You gotta have money to survive. But if I could survive making other people happy and be prevalent and be able to expand upon that and then do clothing like merchandise and stuff, you know, and pretty much just live off of happiness, that would be the best thing ever, you know. But there is obviously the business aspect to it, and you know, like I said, making money and everything and always trying to do better. But when it comes just down to the simplicity of a situation, I would be selling happiness, they'd be buying it, and everyone would leave happy because they're providing me with the financial money to live off of. I can continue to make them happy, you know, and be prevalent too. And the more people you reach out, the more money. I didn't ever hear about a person that was extremely successful and prevalent in the entertainment industry that was good with their money that wasn't prevalent. And of course I want to be, but I really do believe that, like, there's only so much money you can spend. I don't want to get off topic, and I slightly am, so I'm going to bring it right back. But I'm a saver too, so I'm a pretty humble guy. You know, I have an 11-year-old car which is paid off and it runs great, and I maintain it excellently because I want to keep it. I don't ever want to have a car payment. I don't. I'm not interested. I'm good, you know. That's one of the biggest reasons I don't like Christmas. But guess what else? I also hate the fact that if it was the middle of June, think of it like this. I've actually had somebody tell me this, and I'm telling myself, all right, so I actually had somebody tell me one time in June that it was around Christmas, and they told me they were going to give me the gift in February, 10 months earlier, because they wanted to do something nice for me. But they knew it would be a great Christmas gift, so they just held on to it for 10 months. Bro, what are we doing? That's the type of crap that I'm talking about. Why? So it can be cheaper? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, when you have to strategize when you're being nice based off of a holiday, all my interest is completely done with you, you know? Yeah, so that's what's going on. That's my honest feelings about Christmas. I pretty much said all I'm going to say about it. And with that being mentioned, changing topic, comedy. And we're back, comedy. So, I'll give me 1 second. I gotta pop this top. Hydrate real quick. Oh, it's so good. I'm sure I mix that powder up. It's my pre-workout stuff. Like my expression? If you're watching this, or if you're hearing this in the audio version, I just shook my blender bottle shaker cup with my little pre-workout powder in it. But anyway, so comedy. I'm working on new material right now, and I can't tell you how much fun I'm having. I said this before, and I'll say it again. I love the whole creative process of comedy. The writing aspect, and before the writing comes like the actual situational or idea or actual moment, or basically like the initial idea and creation, we'll just call it that, of the joke. And then comes jotting it down on like a notepad or, you know, audio clip, whatever. And then it gets to my computer, and that's when I start to put it down on like a hard file so I can actually start to dissect it, that idea. I have all these new ideas, but they all have a very similar tone. I knew when I finished my this one part about relationships, which I'm like 95% done, and it's really tight and it's really good. And it's consistently funny, which is always important, amongst other things, that I wanted to go in a different direction. I wanted to keep it high tempo and high energy, so I'm pretty much just talking about all the crazy, violent thoughts that people have that never act on. And part of the fun and part of the challenge is that I get to talk about, and I'm going to be talking about, basically all of the kind of the thoughts that you have while you're in traffic and a guy gives you a finger, while somebody shoulder checks you in a grocery store and you look the other way. But what if people were sort of like rubber, to where they could just bounce up and you didn't feel bad for doing something to them because they would be fine. You get out your aggression on them and they just bounce up and they're perfectly fine. It's very imaginative, but it's very truthful, because those are real thoughts, real ideas. All of my material is always real, because they are real thoughts and real ideas, real creations that I've created. Either they've happened in reality or and they happen in my imagination, but I still created it. It's still real. Because that's an actual imaginative memory that I did really have, or do really have. So, as I was dissecting these this joke that I'm working on, I was telling myself, how sometimes if you have like a small string on your shirt or something like that, and you pull it out, all of a sudden it gets longer, and you start pulling out, it gets longer. That's kind of like what it is for me, at least. And then part of the fun that I have to it, when I'm working on a bit, because I'll have 2 words or 4 words, and it'll turn into a sentence, and it'll turn into a paragraph, and then it'll turn into a whole page. And I could have the perfect punchline or ending of a joke, but I don't have the setup to it. So I work from the back first, and then I work from the front to that back end, or maybe the middle, and I'll work to that middle. I'll have the middle part, and I'll figure out how to make it funny leading up to that middle part, and then I'll have to finish it in the back end, or maybe the back end first and then the front. What I'm getting at is I'm having a lot of fun. But it also reminded me last night, it took me over an hour to do one paragraph of creative mapping and routing and setting up a joke. My humble opinion, and actually no, not even that, not even a humble opinion, factually, writing material, writing comedy is the most time consuming beyond all comparison than any other part in comedy. I actually made a film script. I did. And I'm working on selling it, doing cool stuff. It will be done eventually. But it's actually being edited by a very, very talented guy. But that's a whole other conversation topic, whatever. When you are creatively writing something, you want to make it as good as possible. Especially for me, because I'm going to be doing it on stage, or on the streets, on stand up on the spot, which is another fun thing I can't wait to do my next episode on. But what I'm getting at is that part of what I do is I try to get something when I'm writing out material as close to perfect as possible before I even go on stage. Because here's the reason why. What's the whole purpose of going up on stage? To waste my precious time that I told you I care so much about, to not be wasted. 2 things I hate wasting most in my universe. Time and money. Money, because I always figure if somebody let's just say $5 got wasted and I made $5 more. You could always say, well, I have $5 again. Yeah, but I would be looking at the situation saying, but I could have 10. Do you see what I'm saying? So anyway, in time, because regardless of how much money you have, you could always get more money. You won't ever have more time. And I mean that. I really mean that. That's part of who and what makes me me. And my aggressive determination and tenacity to get everything done. So, with that being mentioned, as far as writing goes, I try to get something as close as possible to perfection while I'm working on it before I even take it on stage, because the whole purpose of going on stage is not to waste my time or other people's time. I gotta respect it. I respect mine most of all, but secondly, but still on top of what's on great importance is their time, because I want to show them a good time. You know what I'm saying? Really? So, I mean, I would never want to go out and do an open mic and not have a clue what I'm saying. That's what I'm essentially getting at. And I'm going to be doing an open mic today, but I think the best thing to do, in my humble opinion, while you're still working at material before you actually say it, is if you want to work on timing or some previously completed material and just make it a little bit better, get another rep and still get that stage time, but preferably on stuff that you are still working out. If you are still dialing in the process of writing new material, because right now the material that I have, I would not consider it stage ready, and because I'm still mapping out the jokes and the routing out, and I'm making everything as good as I possibly can. But I only got like a paragraph and a half done last night in like 2 hours. But in those 2 hours, those 2 paragraphs are extremely well thought out, planned out. So again, that comes back to why I set my alarm on the weekends. I set my alarm on the weekend so that I can get the most amount of the day that I'm not working, so I can be the freshest, to really pursue it with full tenacity, full aggression, full 110% everything. So anyway, I know I kind of came in deep with the whole Christmas thing, and then I kind of lightened it up about some comedy stuff. But and this is the first and only video I've made of the week, but I'm already 23 minutes deep, and I hit all the topics that I wanted to. So yeah, that's all I got for now. I hope everybody enjoys this. I realized something this morning, that these videos and the audio version that I'll be making of this, there's a lot of things in life that you can look at to see where they are at that moment, and their heights and their peaks, and then just be like, wow, that's such a great thing. But part of the importance is I want people to be able to go back and see how this whole thing started, which is what I'm doing now. I'm documenting, making my video, and I'm loving it. I'm having so much fun doing it. It really is great. So, that being mentioned, I wish everybody a beautiful day, a Merry Christmas, even before it's Christmas. I know there's like a couple more weeks before it, but I wish the best for everybody, and I really hope that maybe, just maybe this Christmas, you do a little bit more giving than you do receiving, because I think that most people, not all people, but most people, Christmas means more when you have less, and it means less when you have more. So, that being mentioned, I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Continue to check me out on any audio platform you can imagine. I'm on that now. Spotify, whatever. All the streaming audio services are out there. Check me out. Benja Welldone Comedy. Benja Welldone, like good job. Welldone. And comedy, Comedy. If you want to continue to check me out, you can on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's all Benja, Benja Welldone, space, of course, Welldone. Hope you like this video, and if you have any question about anything in life, feel free to give me a shout out on my email, Benja, Benja Welldone, Welldone. And I will answer your question in the most ridiculous fashion, keeping it anonymous, of course. And then directly after that, I'll give you a legit answer. Try and make light of your situation while still being helpful. So that's it. I'm Benja Welldone, Jinja Soman. It's 4:59. I'm out. Thanks for your time, guys. Thank you for your time.